This is Rap the News, and this is another important message. So I'm going to make this brief. We have to be careful who we choose for our friends. Very careful. Because if you choose the devil for a friend, you're going to end up going to hell behind that. Because, as God said, why would light walk with darkness? And a lot of people are guilty of this. And I have to talk to my own mother about this. I'll be like, Mom, you can't, she can do whatever she wants, but you can't please God by keeping bad company. When your family members are bad company, get rid of them, man. Shun those. You have to do what the book tells you to do, or it's always curses and penalty and consequences for not obeying the voice of God. We have to get out that we could get around God some type of way. And it becomes very irritating to people who are worldly and you just don't get it. And you know the laws of the world, but you can't stand the laws of God. This becomes very annoying to you, And I do know that because, like I said, I didn't preach this to my family members for too many years. And I didn't preach this to the worst of people. And basically, I got all the tough audiences. So I'm used to a tough audience, just to say that. And I'm used to people who don't give a shit for religion. And that has been my audience. So I've been in training with hellified people, let's say that. So we're going to start with Proverbs 17:13. And it has the double meaning. Whosoever rewardeth evil for good, evil shall not depart from his house. So one way, whosoever rewardeth evil for good, is like someone is doing good and you can't stand them. Oh, goody two shoes, and you smack them down or something. You know what I mean? Evil is not going to depart from your house. The bad stuff is going to keep happening until, this is how evil works, until you get destroyed. That's how evil works. Evil don't let go of your finances. Evil don't let go of your moods, your emotions. Evil don't let go of your husband or your wife. It don't let go of your kids until you stop yourself. Until you say, okay, I don't want no evil around me anymore. And then whosoever rewards evil for good. So you're calling an evil person somebody good, like Trump. What is it about Trump that people is supporting? Because God said all of these kings of the nations are beasts, and the devils go out and deceive them. What's good about any president then, if you know the truth about the presidents? Why in the hell would you support Trump? That don't make any sense. Like, are you supporting him because he's racist and he's against all the people of color and anybody, all other nationalities other than white? Because we know he's a bigot. You should know that. I remember back in the day, man, I think it was in 83 or something like that. Or somewhere in the early 80s, man, where they was nominating Ronald Reagan. And I remember all the white people running to the polls to nominate him because he said he was going to pretty much take black people, I want to say the N-word, I'm going to say it. He want to take niggers back to fucking slavery. Yeah, and that's why they nominated him. And I remember in school, all of the white kids were talking about it. So I went to a pretty much predominantly white school at one particular time. I was lucky. I went to predominantly black schools. I'm just talking about all black schools, and I went to an all black college, and then I went to all white schools, and I kind of got the best of both worlds, as you would say. But I remember at this school, Ronald Reagan, we're all voting Ronald Reagan, and these are the kids talking, man. We in junior high school, because you know, he gonna put the niggers back in slavery. And I remember him whispering that, and I can hear him whispering that as I go past, and it was a daily thing that we're going to go to the polls, we're going to vote, and all this kind of stuff like that. And they talking about their parents is going to do that, but they're backing that. And I was like, why would they back such an evil, wicked thing? They want to reward evil for good. Like, it's going to be good to get this evil person nominated because he's going to take care of the riffraff for us. And then that riffraff turns out to be God's chosen people, huh? You know, and that person that you downing and spitting on that got his hand out turned out to be an angel, huh? You just got to be very careful about what you're doing, man, today. You know, those same people that you taking in your house, you know, that you calling your family members are the same ones that put a bullet in your ass. Okay, let's go to the next one. Psalms 38:20. They also that render evil for good are my adversaries. And then we're going to find out something. You know, the adversaries of us is the adversaries of God. And I'm going to say that. The adversaries of God's people are the adversaries of God. So when God's people, you know, dislike somebody, believe this or not, that somebody becomes an enemy to God. Let's keep going. Exodus 23:22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and an adversary to your adversaries. And it's exactly what I'm saying. Who is God's people? Who is God talking to? Who was the book sent to? The book was sent to what? The Hebrew. Right? And so what is God saying? If you have an enemy, then that's going to be my enemy. For as long as you obey my voice, your enemies are my enemies. And so let's say most black people hate Donald Trump. Then Donald Trump becomes an enemy to God. And then what? He's a friend of yours? Or is he a friend of ours? It's a difference, you know. Because if he's a friend of yours, you know, he got to take off. But if he's a friend of ours, you know, welcome. Deuteronomy 32:43. Rejoice, O you nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and will render vengeance to his adversaries. So it's God's adversaries, but it's also the Hebrews' adversaries. It's working hand in hand. Psalms 81:14. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. What is he saying? I'm going to come in and subdue the enemies of my people and turn my hand against them. I'm going to smite them. I'm going to make their life hard because they're adversary to my people. At this particular time, you don't want to make your life hard. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is hard, people. I could feel the strenuousness, and people don't understand how the Spirit of God works. When I preach the message go to individuals, and I could feel the strain on those individuals when I preach the message worldwide. And I ain't no lie, where I just had to just lay down in the bed, man, and just recuperate my thoughts and everything else. You know, but you should feel the strain on me as well. You know, that I have to put this together, and then each messenger, each prophet, each warner has to deal with the brunt of evil that comes along with warning, because Satan is right there promoting hate and misery and rejection and, you know what I mean, and mockery every time we open our mouth to say the truth in any type of manner. You know, it's a lot of hell that goes along with this, man. You know, and I've been living this hell my whole life. So, you know, ain't no big deal. It's just the way of the damn jungle, man. Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which I'm believing to be either America Britain at one particular time it would have been, but Britain went down. And then this one is different from all the rest, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms and shall devour the whole earth. It's either Israel or it's America, but I believe America, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. So all of the world has been drunk off of the cup of the Babylonians, Babylon, which is America. And basically when America goes down in 1 hour, the whole world is going to mourn this beast when it go down. And the fourth beast shall be the four kingdoms. And then watch this. And then every beast that rise up is a king. What's it telling you? All your presidents are beasts. Are they for God? Which one is God for? When he count the nations as less than nothing. Which president is God for? Watch who your friends are, man. You can't have some twisted, fornicating homosexual as a friend, and then you cool with God. I'm the godly person, and they're the wicked devil. But I'm good with them because I'm good with everything. Are you? Why did God create a hell then? He gonna send them to a hell, and he gonna send you to heaven, and y'all partners. No, y'all partners in crime. It's just like you're the goody two shoes, but you went into the store with the robbers, and they robbed the store, they robbed the bank. But you just there, you're the good person, and you reading your Bible while they robbing the damn bank. How that's gonna go? Because that's what you're doing when you supporting Donald Trump. That's what you're doing when you're supporting family members who are terrorists. You know what I mean? And they terrorizing. They homosexuals. They drug addicts. They don't believe in God. They atheists. They liars. They deceivers. All you're doing is supporting terrorism, and it's all of them is a terrorist to God. It ain't gonna go well with you when God said don't walk hand in hand with evil, and clean and unclean don't walk hand in hand. I used to think, okay, she's a good girl and he's a bad boy, or she's a bad girl and he's a good boy. I don't know why they together. No, they both evil. If they walking hand in hand, I don't care how good this one or that one act, they both evil. And so what I had to do, and it was a hard decision, I had to get rid of anybody who wasn't going in the direction of God out of my life. Because if you're going to get off drugs, don't hang around drug addicts. Let's wrap the news.